Do you have a racial preference?
No.
You're the best kind of gay.
It's impulsive as fuck.
I'm glad this isn't a family program.
We're gonna check out some dick pics.
You see the bios, they're like blacks only, Latinos only, Asians only. It's like, why only?
These are fucking fun.
Hi, I'm Arisce Wanzer, and I'm a pair of legs with a head.
I'm all about physical attraction.
There is prejudice versus preferences.
Hi, I'm Arisce Wanzer, and this is What the Flip. Today we're going to talk about body types.
Hi, my name is Evan Michael Lee. I am 34 years old, and I identify as gay and Black Panther. 80% Black, 20% Panther.
I am Troy Solomon, and I am a gay man of size. Oh my God, I've used dating apps since I was 19, 10 years of dating apps.
I started working out when I was about 24 years old, when I was living in Chicago, Illinois, and I was really skinny my whole life, kind of scrawny. I was looking around all these buff guys. I was like, well, I'm tired of being the skinny one. So I started working out little by little, kept going. I'm 34 now, so I guess I've been doing this for about 10 years.
Especially people who just want to hook up, it's always like directly to like, oh, I love bigger dudes. Like, love that fat ass. I'm like, you can't even see it yet. Like, you're just seeing my profile picture. I like to think it's because they already think my face is attractive and we've just moved on, like without acknowledging it.
Usually the first message out the gate is, oh my God, your body's amazing, your body's so yummy, your body's sick, which is all great and fine and hunky-dory, but at the end of the day, it's like, is that all you really care about?
Like, can we just maybe like say, hey, how's it going? How's your day been? Like, can we just have a conversation before you're talking about like where you want to put your dick?
So everybody, what have your experiences on dating apps been like?
Peaks and valleys. The not so goods, I would say, are a lot of like fetishizing, you know, like, oh my God, I'm so into chocolate, or you want to have like an Oreo sandwich, or.
What are the peaks though? What's the good stuff?
Like genuine connections with guys. Obviously, like hookups are great and whatnot, but it's always better if you can actually make a real connection with somebody.
Or especially if the guy with the fetish is hot as well.
Then you have something to work with.
We're both like, hi, I'm Arisce Wanzer, and I'm problematic.
Would you date a chubby guy?
Yeah, I have. My first boyfriend was.
Did you guys have a lot in common?
Yeah, I ate so much, and so did he. It was perfect.
I thought you were gonna say I ate so much ass. Did not know where that was going. Oh, chill, bitch. Would you date a chubby guy?
I have dated many chubby guys. I just like the size. I don't know. It's just fun.
Ooh, you like to feel small?
If he's bigger than me, yeah.
That's fucking hot.
How about you?
I mean the same. Like, yeah, I think I've experienced both. Like, you don't belong here, fat guy. Like, get off here, fatty. Like,
Wait,
things like that.
People have said that?
Yeah, of course. And the goods are always, yeah, it's like we're having a connection. We're having a conversation. It can still get sexy, but it doesn't have to just be like quick DM. Like, oh my God, like I love your fat body. Let's fuck. And it's
Like, show me your butthole. You're like,
yeah, show me your butthole. What? How did we get here?
We were talking about Will and Grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, have you experienced being fetishized on dating apps?
Guys can be really creepy.
Oh my God, share.
A guy like recently messaged me, I will give you $50 if you basically like Crisco. It just happened to do with Crisco.
Tell me more. What is this? I don't even have Crisco in my house.
He mentioned a Crisco and a fist. That's all I'm gonna say.
For $50?
For $50.
I'm like, I can't pay my phone bill with that.
All right, guys, let's switch profiles.
My lady.
My lord.
My
Jeez.
Get into it. Oh, stop it.
What?
That was.
Have you seen this yet?
That was pretty. That was.
All right, Evan, so you're really 34, are you lying?
Oh, no, I really am. I don't lie about my age.
Do you model?
Not really. Like something. It's something I
Casual.
pursue.
You ask and model.
I know that sounded so.
Hey,
douchey.
I'm a stranger on the street. Could you model? And you're just like, sure, I'm here. I'm into it.
That sounded so
Okay.
douchey.
So, looking at Evan's profile, is this someone you talk to?
Yeah, he's hot as hell. He's super hot. Obviously, the first thing we see is a photo.
Yeah.
But if I looked at his profile, that's where I would be able to tell, like, pretty quickly if I would actually message him.
Do you have a type?
No. Not really. Like,
better work.
I have the type that I'm not into, which is like if like this profile said like only mask and like no fats and no fat. If it was, you know, that's the kind of stuff that like triggers me other direction where I'm like no way. But like you're obviously attractive, and then your profile is like charming and fun. Like 80% black, 20% panther is so fucking cute. Like that is
black.
so great. Yeah. What kind of messages do you get with like this profile?
Admittedly so, the first ones I typically get are like, oh my God, you're so hot. Oh my God, your body's so so this, that, and the third.
It's a sexually suggestive.
It's always very
photo.
sexually charged, yes.
What are you more prone to respond to?
And every now and then I'll get like a, hey, how's it going? Like, do you want to have like a nice conversation? And then it kind of goes from there. I will respond to everyone. Even if I'm not interested, I will politely tell them I'm not interested.
God, I'm about to pull you off the cross.
Do you feel that same reaction if they were to like do that but to your body? Because obviously if someone says like, if a white person or any other person says like, I want your big black dick, that's like fetishizing you for your blackness. Like, do you feel the same way if they were to fetishize your body? Like,
if someone's using me to fetishize like me with like my skin color, like, oh my God, I want that big black dick or whatever, it's like, stop using me to piss off your father.
Yeah.
My dad's black, it would not piss him off.
Right, but if it's like my body, then it's like, okay, I get it that someone in high school bullied you, but you need to make peace with that.
Who you are on the internet's who you are on the inside, and a lot of people are monsters. They have this mask that they get to hide, and it's an avatar where you don't, they don't have to be held accountable for what they're saying.
Right.
You're going to get messages that are super off-putting that you would never hear, even in a bar.
Would you date a chubbier guy?
I have dated a chubby guy.
Was it fun?
Yeah, they got kind of kinky. I got leg of lamb, which was fun.
You got a what?
You ever heard of leg of lamb? Leg of lamb is if sometimes they're too chubby and you can't seem to do anything with it, so they'll like roll. You go to town on it.
Wait, so if I'm being clear,
Leg of lamb.
have you fucked a knee?
Who knows? Maybe.
Welcome to Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so let's check Troy's profile.
Oh, come on over. Get into this kimono
You
life.
silken dream.
Okay. You look hella comfy.
You're 29.
I love your confidence. You seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
and you also seem like you give zero fucks.
Yeah, that's very true.
So what kind of messages do you get, Troy?
When I do get messages on Grindr, which is few and far between, usually it starts off very like, oh, like love that sexy big body. It's always great talking to my body. No one ever just says like, hey, like how's your night going? It's always like, oh, does that fat ass want to take a pounding? And I'm like, no, like I'm not, I mean, like, let's talk first. Like I want to like know who is gonna pound me if you're gonna pound me.
Does that work on anybody?
I don't know. I've never heard someone say, yeah, I got a DM yesterday that said, I want to shove my dick in your mouth, and then they did it. Like I've never heard someone say that's something that they
it's like getting
with.
catcalled outside of a car. I'm not getting in your car.
Right. Right.
You'll end up in their trunk. Do you think they say things like that to you because they like don't respect people of your stature?
I mean,
and it's like a way of like almost subjugation?
I think it goes super deep, but yes, it's a fetish, and I think if you think about fetishes in general, especially when it comes to like someone's body or someone's race, it's always this like deep-rooted like feeling of shame behind wanting to be with something like that, which is why it becomes a fetish. It becomes like an obsession.
Taboo.
It doesn't look like he's asking for a pounding. No, it looks like
he is sometimes, but like
no, but this message that I see from the photo is I'm ready to shoot another editorial for V Magazine.
If I ever got any sort of like bad, like mean messages, it was when I wasn't presenting that version of myself, the version that's like I am now, that like loves myself and appreciates and values myself. I think that's when I would receive a lot of like really nasty messages, which I think has to do with me and as how I've grown and how I've learned to love myself, but also has to do with like the way in which we're all like waking up now and realizing that we can't treat people that way. And like I think we're seeing a change in the way we all are, but it's still changing.
Troy, being a man of size, do you ever feel any kind of resentment towards these fitness freaks on Instagram?
I try not to resent anybody.
Good.
I think it's good to know. Yeah.
Mask
I
for men.
resent mask for mask.
We all do.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of does.
You've never done anything for anyone.
And I think sometimes it's just training the mind. Like I'll even tell you a true story that happened to me. Like last week, I was walking down Santa Monica Boulevard and I saw this guy. He was good looking. He was like maybe like my height, like blonde, like great body. And I immediately thought, that guy's an asshole. But then I caught myself and said, why am I thinking that? Because I don't know how everyone else grew up, but I think growing up, you see certain body types, you see certain races getting more exposure and like attention. You think, oh, that's what beauty, that's what you need to look like.
Troy, do you think people have those snap judgments about you or people of size?
Oh yeah. Humans are judgmental by nature. I'm sure like people will look at me and think something about me that isn't true, or even if it is true, they think about it in a way that's like not kind. I've been asked before, like, okay, when you walk into a room, like, do you think people are looking at you, at your size, or like your outfit? And I'm always like,
outfit.
I think it's my outfit.
Yeah, God, I think it's outfit.
It's probably my outfit because I would rather compliment your outfit than compliment like, your body. Because honestly, you don't ever really know how someone feels about their body.
Yeah.
So it's like better to not point something out to them because what you might think is great, they might not love about themselves. Fat guys receive, I think, less like explicit hate than fat women.
Oh, that's because people hate women.
And that's exactly what it is.
People hate
It
women.
starts with the hatred towards women, which is like
box that.
Yeah, so it's just a whole other.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
It's a
video.
whole different discussion. So, all right. So, in the queer community, there is an obsession with bodies, the way we look. Why do you think we're so vicious to each other?
Ooh, we're unpacking that. I've often wondered, how do you combat something when it's the very thing you put on a pedestal? Gays value bodies. Overall, they value it more than character.
I think a lot of that stems from like just like toxic masculinity, like this idea of like, oh, in order to be considered a real man, you have to look a certain way, and then what men do within that is like compare themselves to each other and be like, oh, you can only bench that much. Oh, okay, I'm stronger than you. But they're the most fragile one.
Yeah.
Oh, they're extremely fragile.
And most are abusing steroids.
That too.
I thought there's like a rainbow over here. Like,
Yeah, I'm light-skinned trans Oprah.
Hell yes.
You know, like we see a lot of people dating their doppelgangers, let's be honest. Why do you think that is?
Look, I think at the end of the day, it all starts with loving yourself. And so I think when you don't, you find yourself attracted to the things that you wish you were. And I think that's like where, I mean, I can tell you when
I was gonna say the same thing.
When I first started
That was
dating
good.
as a gay man, if you asked my friends, they'd all say, you were dating your twin. You were dating people who looked like you. But in my mind, I was seeing, oh my God, no, but he's like so tall and he's like the right kind of fat and he's got tattoos and he's got, you know, I saw a whole different version of what I wanted out of something and what I thought I wanted for myself. But then when I realized, like, I was like accepting the bullshit. Like I was like being served shit and I was accepting it.
Yeah.
Wait, are we going so bold as to say people who are dating their twin are not happy with themselves?
We are. You heard it here first.
Because I always thought it was because I'm like, God, are you such a narcissist that you can't see
But
someone
aren't
else?
narcissists the most unhappy people on the
God,
planet?
you're right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so any takeaways from this conversation? I have a ton.
Okay, well,
No, like
you start,
mine is
yeah.
okay. Well, mine is that the whole insecurity of dating your twin thing is because you want to be like that person. I never ever thought of that because everyone that I date looks nothing like me. Because oh my God, it'd be weird for me.
I realized that, quite honestly, I'm not surprised that you get the comments you get. And that's sad to say, but yeah.
Like, your shit's been blowing up in my hand this whole time. I think the thing I'm going to take away from this conversation is that two people who are considered on opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to being a gay man, like, we can have a conversation.
Yes.
Like, just because you call someone fatphobic doesn't mean they can't change. Like, I was dealing with my friends one time who she was making a very, like, prejudiced comment, and my one friend called her out on it, and she was, like, so offended, like, could not believe she was called that.
Yeah.
But then when it was explained to her, like, what you just described is a prejudice, and, like, you can change that, but I'm not saying you're, like, the worst person on the planet because you have this prejudice. It's just, like, I'm bringing it to your attention, and now it's up to you to decide what you want to do with it.
You have to, like we're doing now, have the conversation.
Because those words are so intense.
It's true, because if someone labeled you, if you were doing something wrong, you might be resistant to whatever they're going to say, because like, oh, well, you already have an assumption about me, so I'm not going to listen to a word you say from here on out.
All right, guys, that was What the Flip. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please tell us what you think in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks, Hanny. Bye. Mwah.